return those phone calls and to give you the best service that you are entitled to at the city. And with that, if you have any questions, I'd be more than happy to answer those.
Actually, I have one.
Yeah.
What other municipalities has your law firm represented? Maybe not yourself, but Howard and Howard in general.
Okay, that's a great question, Alex, and I have a list. And I can provide that for you. Well, first of all, I can tell you the City of Pontiac is one, City of Clawson, the City of Detroit. Those were three that I've worked on intimately with. We've represented and done a number of transactions for City of Albion, City of Algonac, on condemnation, City of Clawson, where we did basically everything for them. We were Corporation Counsel. City of Detroit, Bond Counsel, Police Arbitrations and Litigation. City of Flint, City Council Representation. City of Highland Park, Pension Litigation. City of Kalamazoo, Labor and Employment. City of Lansing, Bond Counsel, Bid Requirements. It goes on and on. City of Southgate, one of our fellow members at the time was the city attorney. He did the prosecution, the Labor and Employment Council. City of Sterling Heights, the Litigation Council. City of Trenton, we've done, acted as the city attorney there. Downtown Development Authority for the City of Clawson. The Downriver Community Conference. You may be familiar with the former Mayor Greg Petoniak runs Southeast Michigan Community Alliance. I was the lawyer that created this Southeast Michigan Community Alliance when the federal legislation came down and said they had to split the administration of what the downriver, the services had to be done by one entity, and the administration of the funds had to be done by another entity. So we set up Southeast Michigan Community Alliance. They administer the funds. The Downriver Community Conference now provides services to various organizations. Represent the Lansing Board of Water and Light with state and local tax issues. Lapeer County Road Commission on condemnation litigation. Michigan Strategic Fund on bond deals. And the list goes on with regard to a bunch of cities in Illinois that we represent as well.
Real quick, so you know, with your firm as big as it is, you are able to go. I like the arsenal that you have, but my only concern is if we have something for you and you have to go ask somebody at your firm maybe to get some, they don't bill too, right?
What I do is I basically quarterback the assignment. So there's a single point of contact. So the mayor, Amanda, the city clerk, Jeff can call and say, Gus, this is the issue. And I can say, well, I know the answer to that because I've come across that before. Or I know my partners and what they've done, and we meet periodically and go over different projects that we're currently involved in and projects that we have been involved in. And we typically, somebody at the firm has probably seen or done a similar project where we can piggyback on that expertise and we don't have to reinvent the wheel.
Okay. But city council is included in that?
Oh, definitely.
Yes.
Yeah.
I didn't hear that. I just wanted to make sure.
Well, we understand the dichotomy between the executive arm and the legislative branch, and that's how I see it. We would be representing the city of Taylor as the statute has, and we would be providing services to the city council and the city of Taylor.
Just to kind of clarify Councilman Waller's question, so as far as the billing goes, it would be, the billing hours would only be your billing hours, not anybody else at the firm, is that correct?
No, we would have, we have younger associates that we typically do a lot of, if research needs to be done, we don't typically have a senior partner do it. Okay. If they have the expertise and that's the person who can quickly do it the most efficiently, what we try to do is get it to the person who can be the most efficient. And we have, with the bench that we have, we have the resources where we can get you the answer, and we can get it quickly, because we have we have enough bench where we can go to different people and say, okay, we need this done, and this is an emergency, we need it done right now, we need an answer within 24 hours, and we can do that.
If the rate is the same?
Yes.
Gus, if I can clarify, I think everybody's, the two questions are just, they're looking for the clarification that there's not going to be two people billing at the same time. I mean, essentially, once you hand it off, there's not a double billing that's going to take place.
No. And we don't charge for travel time. We don't charge for copies. Some firms, charge 10 cents a copy, and they charge for the secretarial time. We don't do that. That's all built into the hourly rate.
What was John Martin's hourly rate? 125.
What is your normal hourly rate again?
My firm has young associates that are at $200 an hour. My rate's $410 an hour. We have a couple of partners that are highly niched in the tax area that bill at a higher rate. We typically bill out for our municipal clients at $200 an hour, but because of the volume of work that the city of Taylor has, I've been able to go to my CEO basically and say, okay, here's what they've asked us to do, and can we do that efficiently and economically where it's a win-win for both sides, and I've got their blessing, and they've agreed to do that.
One of the options that we could look at moving forward, and I didn't bring it forward, but Gus and I have talked about it, is in the future looking at a possible retainer agreement where it adjusts annually, so you get into a little more, I guess, the spirit of more open dialogue. I know we've talked about it quite a bit individually, where everybody's afraid to pick up the phone and talk to an attorney because the meter starts running. I mean, what the commodity they sell is time. And so Gus has been willing to look at that if that's something this board wants to go to. I proposed at this point in time, once we got to the hourly rate of where we're at, let's move forward as proposed, and then if you guys want to have that dialogue about going to a monthly retainer, and we have enough historical knowledge that, quite honestly, guys, I mean, whether you change attorneys or change hourly rates, the annual amount's pretty consistent. It stays pretty close to the same number. So, if that's something that council wants to entertain in the future, we can certainly look at that.
And we have done that. We've been, everybody always complains about attorneys and their hourly rate, and you're on the clock, okay? So what we've done for a couple of our clients, for example, Chrysler, we did and continue to do all of their dealer real estate work for them across the country, and we have enough institutional knowledge there where they were spending $2 or $3 million a year in and year out, on attorneys across the country. We were able to consolidate that and do that, and we reduced their annual legal fee on that type of work. We reduce it by about 40%. And I have looked at, with Amanda and with prior administrations, looked at the historical usage of attorneys' time and the fees that have been generated on that, and that is something that we would be very happy to look at in the future on doing. It does a couple of things. It does, for budget purposes, it gives you a consistent number that you know that we've agreed to. And what we do is we look at, we've looked at all of the legal bills for the last 3 or 4 years, and we analyze, what those legal bills are, and if you were to take those and kind of lump them all together, we could give you a monthly number where we believe that we could make money on it as well and reduce the amount of spend that the city has on that issue as well.